I'm a weirdo. I'm a fan of vintage dark horse unicorn guitars that ride swiftly through the night, never to be seen, never to be talked about, until this show comes around. Yes, Lucas Haneman here. Welcome to Guitar Tone Tuesday, and this week's episode is about a guitar that embodies what Guitar Tone Tuesday is all about. Check this thing out, guys. Vintage 1981 Yamaha FG365 S II. This thing sounds great. Yes. Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are having a great week so far. And while I'm thinking about it, if you're new to the channel and if you like talking about interesting guitars like this one, don't forget to go down there, like, share, subscribe, ring the notification bell because we release 2 videos every single week here on Guitar Tone Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a marvelous week. So what is this? Well, this guitar belongs to a friend of mine. I'm very lucky to have 2 guitars that I'm featuring right now on Guitar Tone Tuesday that belong to students and friends of mine, Jim and Steven. Now, Jim is the father, Steven is the son. They're both students of mine. And this is Jim's old guitar. This is a 1981 Yamaha FG365. Now, these guitars are very interesting because they were one of the first solid top acoustic guitars that Yamaha ever made, believe it or not. They've been making FG guitars since 1966. And it's one of the first solid top guitars that people could just go ahead and buy without having to do a custom order. They always had like a custom shop type thing with Yamaha. But man, I mean, listen to this thing. I'll change keys. It's aged like a good wine, man. I mean, when you get a solid top on a guitar, the guitar really, really does come to life after years and years and years of playing. And this guitar, it has certainly that beautiful warm glow that like the old vintage guitars have, you know. Um, it's a beautiful piece of Sitka spruce on the top, and from what Jim told me, it's basically like this really nice book matched top that the dealer, when he purchased this guitar brand new in '81, the dealer told him it was like a really special book matched top for what that's worth. You know, and to me, it's just a big step up from lots of the Yamaha guitars when I think of them. You know, it's kind of funny. Like when I was a kid, obviously I had lots of musical friends, and you know, who played guitar, dabbled with it. But this, you know, Yamaha guitars, there was always like an old Yamaha guitar that their parents owned, you know, just in the corner somewhere in the living room or something like that, you know. You know, and so Yamaha guitars always kind of warm my heart because they always remind me of that. You know, they seem like the every person guitar, you know. But around this time, you know, it was amazing how many people were playing these guitars. You know, I've heard about Paul Simon playing Yamaha back in the day, and James Taylor was playing Yamaha guitars right around the time that this one was made. So what I know, from what I know, I should say, Yamaha introduced the FG365 and the 375 right around the same time. And as I say, they were the first production model guitars with solid tops. Now, that they didn't stop there. From what I know, the president of Yamaha went to go visit the Martin Guitar Factory, and they handed him well, the legend is that they handed him like a D35, and they said, you know, check this out. And so he took the D35 back to the factory, and he told his team to make something as close as possible to it. Now, this is Yamaha's FG body shape. So it's a Dreadnaught, but it's got a little bit of a curvier waist here than a typical Dreadnaught. It sits a little bit lower in your lap. It doesn't feel quite as clunky as a regular Dreadnaught does. Not that Dreadnaughts feel bad, but you know what I mean? Like, they can feel a little bit big sometimes when you're trying to get your arm around. Now, the other thing that I think with Yamaha's FG guitars is that they're a little bit shallower than a typical Dreadnaught, so they don't necessarily have that booming bass of a Martin guitar. But let's flip it around. Okay, so on the sides here, we've got East Indian rosewood with a very nice kind of plastic trim, white plastic trim. But let's look at the back. Can you guys see that? A three-piece back, just like a D35. We got rosewood here, and then in the middle we've got a darker piece of rosewood. Really, really, really nice touch. And, you know, people debate what the three-piece back does to the sound of the guitar. I think it gives it just a little bit more fundamental, a few less overtones dancing around inside there than, you know, than a two-piece back, which can be nice sometimes with rosewood, you know. It makes it sound a little bit of a halfway point between rosewood and mahogany. That's just my opinion. But it's really, really nice. And then we've got a nice mahogany neck here with a satin finish, or at least it's aged to a beautiful satin finish. We've got, you know, the trim all around the guitar, just like a D35 would have. And we've got these really nice diamond inlays on the fingerboard. And, you know, mother of pearl headstock logo. Really nice tuners, you know. Jim tells me that this is the guitar that he keeps at work. You know, quite a nice guitar to keep at work. That, you know, he can have a play on, you know, when he's having lunch or whatever. But, man, as soon as he told me he had this thing, I thought, you know what? This is Guitar Tone Tuesday material. This is the type of stuff that we love to talk about on the channel here, you know. So let me pick up a flat pick, and let's play something kind of minor-y, maybe faster. So yeah, it's a really wonderful guitar, and as you can hear, it's loud. It's loud, 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 and it's really opened up over the years, clearly. Man, there's nothing like a vintage acoustic guitar. I don't care about brands. I don't care who made it. But if you got a good one that's really opened up, man, it sounds great. We're going to talk a little bit on the show at some point about the difference between like a laminate top and a solid top, because I think it makes a huge difference. In my opinion, it's the biggest difference. I do hear a difference with laminate versus solid back and sides. And the jury's kind of out on this one as to whether the sides and back are laminate or solid. I've read that the hypothesis is that the sides are laminate and the back is solid rosewood on this guitar. But Yamaha, from what I know, wasn't really keeping great records at that time on these guitars, because they were just making them, right? And I think, especially when we started to see kind of budget conscious guitars with a solid top, there's a huge improvement in the tone. You get more overtones, you get more volume, you get a brighter sound for sure, and a bit more low end, I'd say, with a solid top. For the back and sides, I find that, you do get more bass response when it's all solid wood. So the jury's out on this one, but I'd say it sounds very well balanced. I'm not sure how it's coming across to you guys, but to me, it's very well balanced, and it's just got a ton of headroom. So let me just play something a little bit more kind of bluesy, kind of funky for you guys too. So yeah, it responds really well to fingers. It responds really well to the pick. Just a joy to play. And, I really think of Yamaha as kind of this brand that's been making amazing guitars, for years and years and years. But they kind of fall under the radar. And because of that, because it's not a Gibson or a Martin or whatever, you can pick these guitars up for a steal. I mean, you can still get these guitars, you know, if you're lucky, between $400 and $600. Definitely under $1,000 for sure, any day of the week, here in Canada, in the year 2021. So I think these are wonderful guitars. Please let me know in the comment section below about your experience with Yamaha FG guitars, and have you played a vintage Yamaha FG365 like this? Okay, that's about it for this week. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We will see everybody again next Tuesday.